and a 10 designed for kids. All Funtime animatronics were designed to entertain kids. However, knowing what we do about the man behind the designs, we know that's not what they were meant for in the long run. Sure, it's an easy facade. It makes sense why these robots would be so close to kids because they're entertaining them. It's what they were designed to do. But when I say designed for kids, what I really mean is designed to swallow them whole like the deepest pits of hell and keep them inside a special child containment unit inside their torso so that William Afton can kill them and use their spirits for experiments with Remnant, a metallic alloy of animatronic endoskeleton and child soul juice. Child soul juice, now that I think about it, sounds like something else entirely because it's used to make children and their souls, unless they're ginger. Hey, I'm allowed to say it, I'm a ginger too. I just took enough souls that it doesn't really look like it anymore. I have a picture on my Instagram, it's just bright red. And at 9, best buds. For those of you who have just looked at a picture of Funtime Freddy, you can probably see that he's not alone. The Bonnie puppet on his hand is named Bon Bon and is designed like the original Bonnie animatronic, but with the color scheme of Toy Bonnie from FNAF 2. But there is more to this puppet than meets the eye. Bon Bon actually helps calm Freddy down as seen in the Breaker Room minigame during Night 2 of Sister Location, the 5th game in the FNAF series. I don't know how an animatronic hand puppet calms another animatronic down, especially when they aren't even possessed at this point, only becoming possessed after being combined with a remnant and creating Ennard along with the other Sister Location animatronics. The only animatronic from that game that's possessed at this point is Baby. Nevertheless, Bon Bon acts as a sort of mini conscience that also decides to kill you during another minigame in that very same game. Gotta love those killer consciousnesses. Consciousnesses? Consciousness? And at 8, taking control. The Sister Location animatronics get combined into one in the form of Ennard at the end of the game. Well, technically not, since the actual ending has you getting scooped and the endo spaghetti being shoved inside you, but the actual entity of Ennard was originally mostly controlled by Circus Baby. See the clown face and the fact that Baby was the most popular character and basically the main antagonist of the game, considering how it's your sister, because she was possessed by Elizabeth Afton, and she's the reason why you're down there in the first place. And while that's all well and good, things don't really stay that way. During the story sometime between games 5 and 6, Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator, Baby and the rest of the Ennard clan get into a fight. After this fight, as shown in the source code for ScottGames.com and FNAFWorld.com, Baby gets ejected or removes herself from the Ennard clan. After this, they need to find a new face, and that's where the creation of Molten Freddy comes from Pizzeria Simulator. Funtime Freddy takes control of Ennard when Baby leaves a power vacuum, and that's why Ennard goes to using a Freddy face, because it's Freddy who's controlling. And at 7, FNAF AR. Based on a teaser released by Illumix, a company helping with special delivery, we may see Funtime Freddy making an appearance. Now, I don't know how long ago this teaser was released, so I can't really make any decent guesses as to when we will see him, or hell, he may even be already in the game at this point. But as far as I know, he has only been teased based on what I've seen on the Funtime Freddy fandom wiki page. Like, the website fandom, not like a wiki page about the Funtime Freddy fandom. Is there a Funtime Freddy fandom? I mean, enough of you asked for this video that we ended up doing it, so I'm guessing that there could be. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know down below if you're a Fun Freddy freak or a freaked Fun Freddy. The second one being that you don't like Funtime Freddy, I think. I don't know. I wrote this, but I don't know. Tell me in the comments because I'm genuinely curious. Do people actually like the Funtime animatronics? Aside from Ballora, because, like, thick. That's some Kraft peanut butter right there. Okay, that's enough. And at 6, stuck together. Speaking of being thick. While having your best friend stick with you through thick and thin is amazing, it can still sometimes be too much and you might need a break before you actually snap their neck. But in this situation, these two puppet pals, Bon Bon and Funtime Freddy, might actually be stuck together. Looking at the blueprints for the Funtime Freddy animatronic shows us that there isn't really a hand inside of Bon Bon and it's just more wiring. That makes sense since it's literally just one robot and there's no way a giant robot hand is gonna fit into that little puppet. It's like when you see a couple and one of them is like 7 foot tall and the other one's 5 foot nothing. Oh, the amount of times I've seen that is kind of concerning. However, this is weird because FNAF VR's Night Terror room featuring Funtime Freddy, you can see that he does in fact have another hand. Can he remove Bon Bon and put another hand on? Is this an oversight by the dev team? Or is it just that this is in fact a hand inside a Bon Bon that we aren't seeing in the blueprints or wireframes? No idea. This is a facts list and I have no idea. You're welcome. Quality content. Halfway through, and number 5 was almost German. This was actually first seen in a MatPat video, I believe. At the start of one of his FNAF theories, he showed us a clip from a live stream of his that showed what the voice actor Kellen Goff originally had in mind, which was a German variation of what we hear normally, which is honestly kinda funny, but also weird. I know that everyone has been assuming this takes place in the United States, but what if it actually took place in Germany? Actually, based on everything that happens in the series, it has to be the US. Probably Florida, if I'm being honest. Can you imagine those headlines? Like, Florida man slaughters 15 children while working for Children's Pizzeria, or Florida man dresses like Golden Rabbit in order to kill kids. Honestly, that's probably a thing already, if I'm being honest. I know a bunny man. Oh, he's in my hometown. There was a whole kerfuffle, like someone made a whole bunch of fake police posters about him. I read the article. Man, the things that happened there, man, I'm telling you. Oh! Thank God I'm in Toronto. Yeah, because nothing like that happens in Toronto. Is this a FNAF list or what? And at 4, Funtime Auditorium. The Funtime Auditorium is a stage room and sister location and is the main setting for the Funtime Foxy dark room in FNAF VR. However, this is also the location of Funtime Freddy, who does make an appearance in the dark room with Funtime Foxy, and in sister location there is actually a yellow-eyed endoskeleton named Yendo, who can very rarely take the place of Funtime Foxy. Yendo seems to resemble Funtime Freddy with slightly broader shoulders and nothing other than the wire of the endoskeleton. It's very odd, and I don't think he makes an appearance in any of the other games, even in FNAF VR or Ultimate Custom Night. But it's still interesting to think that a variation of Freddy Fazbear has his own variation. Perhaps he was the prototype Funtime Freddy? What do you think the purpose of Yendo is? Is he just another endoskeleton, or was he something more? Let me know what you're thinking and your theories down below. Maybe he's the Stitch Wraith. If you guys want like a Stitch Wraith list, let me know, because that would be dope. Put it in the comments. Getting close to the end at number 3, abilities. Let's treat this like a dating profile, since you sickos love shipping animatronics with dead children. Let's meet bachelor number 1! It's Funtime Freddy! He's 6 feet tall, weighs 350 pounds, but that's all corpses, and has 6 special features. He has a proximity sensor coupled with grouping coordination to make sure your parents don't walk in on you. And he can even tell what is the best time to get a little crazy with his parental tracking and 360-degree pivot. You spin him right round, baby. And fancy something a little more interesting? Well, with his voice mimic, you can have any partner you want, but be careful of his charms. His luring abilities will have you begging for him to take you back, and with his 100% concealed storage tank, he will. Yes, killers, bachelor number 1 is a killing machine, literally. Thank you. And at 2, impractical design. I know that he's a robot from a fictional game series that might even be fictional in the game world, but come on, you have to admit that they could have been designed more practically. When we see these animatronics without their faces, or hell, even without any of their shell, there's just too much material. We've seen Endo and we've seen Yendo. Endo is a normal animatronic endoskeleton. It would be what Chuck E. Cheese robots use, or hell, it's even what Trigger Me Elmo uses. But Yendo is just clunky and huge. He has too much metal for those things to make sense. It's a waste of material and money that no company would approve of. Even if you are using them to kill kids, there is no need to add flesh to your robots. Just have the tank be hidden by the shell. And there is literally no need for the face to come apart like that, aside from it making the game scarier. You don't want kids to be afraid of these if you're trying to lure them in, okay? That makes no sense and it's incredibly impractical. Business class. It taught me something. Kind of. Finally, in at number 1, it's just an illusion. Everything is not what it seems when you have a little disc that can make you see things. You better run, cause there's trouble if you see normal things, because everything is not what it seems to. But no, with the addition of the sound illusion disc first introduced in the Twisted Ones novel, we can't really trust anything we see anymore. We know that Freddy has a disc on him, since we see it when we service him in sister location, and we know they exist outside of that since they've also been used on Michael in FNAF 4 to make him see the nightmare animatronics, unless you go by the dream/coma theory. These discs exist canonically within the series. Hell, it could even be why the Bonnie Paper Pal moves into your office in FNAF 2 and 3. It could be Springtrap using the illusion sound disc on you. It could also explain the hallucinations. Why he couldn't just make himself invisible, I'm not sure, but maybe it can't do that. Everything we know about the series could all just be because of the discs, and hell, even the discs themselves could be because of the discs. Wait, that doesn't make sense. And at 10, Yendo. Last part, I mentioned the animatronic known as Yendo, who can sometimes replace Funtime Foxy in their local section. But I proposed various ideas as to who this mysterious animatronic could be. Some of you didn't like that, and insisted that there was only one very clear option as to who it can be. But that's not how this series has been working, guys. Nothing has really been clear. We still have people fighting over who the main killer of the series is. You can't tell me that it's obvious with this character. Nothing is set in stone. Scott made the games, actual games in the series now, so all of it can be thrown out the window whenever he decides to. But one idea I saw popping up multiple times was the idea that Yendo is Funtime Golden Freddy. Now the fact here is that Yendo exists and is basically a beefier Freddy that has yellow eyes and doesn't have any shell. And some of the community see him as an unofficial token Golden Freddy of Sister Location. Considering how popular Golden Freddy is in the series, I can understand both why this would be and how this would be possible in the game world. And at 9, Bon Bon. I touched on Bon Bon last part as well, but I didn't really give much information other than he seems to be attached and is kind of like Funtime Freddy's conscience. Bon Bon is a little blue bunny that sits on Freddy's right hand and is basically working like a calming water fountain for Freddy, calming him down and basically acting like your wingman while Freddy wants to come eat your flesh. But I said last time that he appears to be stuck, but this isn't true. He appears in the FNAF VR separated from Freddy, and at a certain point in Sister Location, he gets removed as well. Freddy has just another hand as an attachment, I guess, that he can swap between the two. Would that hurt? Can animatronics feel pain? I mean, like, I guess they're all infused with the remnant of the original animatronics, so does that make it possible for them to feel pain? Even if they contain at least, like, 4 or 5 souls? And it ain't temper. Now, I'm sure this goes for all animatronics who are possessed by 5 different souls powered by agony, but Funtime Freddy has a little bit of a temper, as demonstrated by his constant throwing of Bon Bon during Sister Location's custom night, where you won't actually see Freddy, but he will throw Bon Bon at your door. And if you don't close the correct one, Bon Bon will jump scare you because you'll get in your room because Freddy threw him. What the hell, man? Like, I thought we were cool. You were being like my protector, saying that I was like a mouse. Like, now you're doing this to me? What the hell? I mean, like, I guess technically I might be a different person in this custom night, because, like, it's not canon, and... I don't know. Freddy just... Yeet! Oh, that's so funny. And at 7, ship? What the hell? You do realize that shipping this animatronic that contains the souls of 4 to 5 children is shipping the children, right? Shipping this animatronic with anyone is basically shipping the combined souls of 4 kids, even if you're shipping the character, because this literally was designed to have Remnant inside. The only reason any of the Funtimes exist is because Afton wanted to infuse Remnant in them, but, you know, give them the souls of children. Therefore, even if you ship the character, you now ship the children. Now, aside from that, what the damn hell is Fawn Fawn? Okay, shipping Funtime Freddy with Bon Bon. Aren't they basically one and the same at this point? Would they just be like multiple personalities inside of the Funtime Freddy animatronic? Because that would be easier to code, right? I don't know, I've never made a murder-hungry AI before. Only murder-hungry people. Why do you ship an animatronic with literally his right hand? That's weird. Even for this series. And 6, other ships. Oh, here we go again. Welcome back to the killing floor! I'm your overly eccentric host, Sir Cries-a-Lot, and we're back to find our bachelor some love. We're back with our first ever part 2 with bachelor number 1 once again. Funtime Freddy has returned! I guess last time wasn't that fun of a time, was it? Now let's find you a lovely companion. How about Funtime Foxy? I'm sure that with this Foxy Mama there'll be nothing but smiles here, but remember, don't go too fast, even if they're swiggity swooty crave in that booty. Or how about Bretty? Are you ready for a good time? I'm sure Ballora won't mind a menagerie if you know what I mean, since we all know you're kinda attached to your ex. Or perhaps Flabebe! You and Baby could definitely go to the circus! And not only does she provide you with the same souls that you have inside you, but there's an additional one in the form of your killer's daughter! Doesn't that sound exciting? But wait, there's more! Literally, if you're looking for a combination of all of the above, check out Ennard. You may need to give yourself to it just because of how much they need you. This sounds ridiculous. Why do you people ship animatronics? See how weird this is? See what you're doing to me? Oh, it's not even number 5. And at number 5, superpowers. While Funtime Freddy himself may not have any superpowers to think of, the voice actor Kellen Goff may have some tricks up his sleeve for his other voice acting roles. For example, he voiced Goketsu in One Punch Man and Overhaul from My Hero Academia. Thank you to several comments for pointing this out in the previous part because I was scanning through there for more facts because Jesus, this was hard. He also voiced Nijimura's father and Emperor Crimson in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This guy is going well, not to mention all of his video game work like Warframe, Bruce Banner from Marvel Avengers Academy, Molten Freddy from FNAF 6, a load of characters from Smite, Fiddlesticks from League of Legends, and the Bloaters from Last of Us Part 2. This guy is all over the place and killing it. I guess that makes sense for Funtime Freddy. I also guess the voice mimic ability for Funtime Freddy is well deserved. In it for Helping Hand. As I mentioned in a previous number, Bon Bon isn't fully attached to Freddy, which means that he can remove him, as demonstrated in the Custom Night. However, this means that Freddy has a spare hand that he attaches to himself after throwing or at least getting rid of Bon Bon. Does this mean he can have like multiple attachments for his arm? Yes. Does he? Probably not, but for all you Foddy shippers, you can have the headcanon that there's a hook Freddy attaches to his arm to make Foxy feel more comfortable. Why do I keep bringing up these ships? I think I have like some form of PTSD from that. Or some form of trauma at the very least, either from the ships or from those damn doors, okay? People in the comments of the other video were saying that they're electromagnet doors, but they would still require power for them to be open, okay? Not closed. Plus, it's still a stupid design either way. One breaker switch or fuse blows, and everything in your main office is up for grabs, okay? Including your security guard at the hands of possessed animatronic animals. And I know this doesn't relate to this list, okay? But I'm mad about it. I will always be mad about it. Until Scott explains it. I'll still probably be mad about it. Yeah, the trauma's definitely from the doors. And the ships. It's both, really. And at 3, easy access. In the last part, I complained about how stupid the design is for the Funtime animatronics, and people were saying that they were opening for easy maintenance. But that got me thinking. It was fairly easy in the FNAF VR game, so why the need to make it easier? No, the ability to open their face is not to be able to maintain them or repair them, but it's to get the children out. These animatronics were designed to capture kids. We know this based on the child we can see in the wireframe of Funtime Freddy and Baby Scooping Elizabeth Afton. So since the animatronics were easy to repair in the first place, the only reason you would need a hole this wide, giggity, would be to extract a child that is inside the containment chamber, and have enough room to fit a child into the containment chamber when you're capturing them in the first place. Either way, still a stupid design until you think about it in a more deranged child killer way. Like I said, we are all deranged child killers in our own way. Me, for example, I had a lot of fun playing that FNAF Purple Guy Simulator game. I should go back to that. And ultimately, in at number 2, Pinkie Pie. I don't know what this character's name is, okay? But Bon Bon has like a twin or something. Are these guys the FNAF version of Dipper and Mabel? No matter. In FNAF VR, we're introduced to a pink version of Bon Bon in the Funtime Freddy Night Terror minigame. This little one will hide in the dressers and poke their head out every so often and jump scare you if you don't point your flashlight at them. Bon Bon does the same thing and they alternate dressers every so often. Their jump scares don't end the game, they only serve as a way to get your heart beating faster and get you panicking like the Phantom animatronics from FNAF 3. I don't know what their name is and I don't know if they were introduced before or even if they had any relation to Funtime Freddy outside of this minigame and looking like Bon Bon, but I'm gonna call it Pinkie Pie until I know their name. I guess I could look it up. Finally, in number 1, inspiration. Now, the inspiration behind the Funtime animatronics is very odd to me. At first, I, along with many others, including Eddie VR, thought it was just a James Charles version of the animatronics, maybe in an attempt to get a crossover going between the two, where James made himself look like Funtime Freddy. Probably not. The inspiration was more likely just to make the characters look similar to Baby. But that's what I don't understand, okay? These animatronics were designed to capture children. And statistics show that US residents are more afraid of clowns than global warming. So like, why would they approach an animatronic that looks like a clown? Sure, they have like the sound illusion discs or whatever, but if they do, what was the point of making them look like anything to begin with? If they could just make you see whatever, they could just be a walking containment cell that's covered in human feces and excrements, then there would be no way to tell, other than the smell. So like, what's the point? Plus, Baby seems to be able to shift between looking hyper-realistic and like a clown, so what's the point of making her look like a clown? Because it's scary to the people playing? I don't know for sure, but I need answers. The fact here is that the true inspiration is unknown and we need to find it.